Hey guys, so we're going to talk today about Mendelian genetics. So this is dealing at information that's inherited. So remember that we are able to get genetic information from DNA and RNA. Those are what are going to be containing genetic information. So they're going to be transferred through to other cells through cell division, which we talked about before. Mitosis making exact copies and meiosis making haploid cells that have variable different information in them. And that genetic information is transmitted from one generation to the next to provide that continuity of life. So this is also getting at our idea of common ancestry for all organisms, which has been a theme in biology. So another thing to support the idea of organisms sharing a common ancestor is that they all have nucleic acids to store and transmit genetic information. No matter what organism we're dealing with, they're all dealing with DNA, and it's the same bases that are being used for that information. Okay. Another couple things that will support this is the presence of ribosomes. So those ribosomes are used to turn that information into proteins, which we'll talk about in our next unit. There are also core metabolic pathways in some organisms that are conserved, meaning that they're present in all of them. Those domains, this is probably going to be like our cellular respiration type of metabolic pathways, or like our fermentation type of pathways, glycolysis. Okay, so now we're going to get into Mendel's laws of genetics. So these describe how genes are inherited, and those traits are passed down from different chromosomes. So a gene, just as a definition, is a unit of heredity coding for a trait. So it's a piece of DNA that codes for a particular trait, and it transferred from one generation to the next. It is also related to our genotype. The genotype is going to be how we determine and write what genes are present for an individual. A trait, on the other hand, is going to be that physical characteristic of the organism, and it's related to the genes that they have. And the gene determines those traits. And it also, that trait is going to be that physical characteristic, which we refer to as the phenotype. Okay, I have a video here. I'm going to pause this and I'll have you guys watch that next.